the Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Any update on Brodin or Eriksson Ek's potential availability for Game 3?
I don't have that today.
Okay. Optimistic? How are you feeling?
I'm always optimistic.
Has Eriksson Ek skated since the injury?
He has not.
Probably similar with Brodin.
Yeah, but that wouldn't determine whether they play or not.
How's Bogosian?
Bogo's making some progress, so optimistic there as well.
Okay.
Any other anybody else banged up coming out of those first two, or anybody else you're concerned about?
Nope.
Okay.
Everyone else seems pretty good.
John, the time off in between games 2 and 3, when it went the way it did, when you guys probably look back and said, man, we scored enough goals, we probably could have won at least one of these games. How much does the time off in between help you as a coaching staff, but more importantly, your guys kind of reset?
Yeah, I think it helps quite a bit. I mean, it was a quick turnaround for us, and then 2 quick games, and I think just the guys get a little bit of a breath now. We got a really good taste of Colorado and the differences in the series, and yesterday was a day off for them. Today we had some meetings, some treat and train. A few guys skated. Tomorrow we'll have a full team practice, probably a skate Saturday morning. And then be ready to go Saturday night. So I think just in general to take the lessons out of it, get a little bit of rest and recovery mentally and physically, also have some practice time and some meetings. I think that's always been really beneficial for our team throughout the year. So we've had a good recipe with that, and I think it was a good morning this morning for us. And then we'll get back at it and get on the ice tomorrow and get ourselves ready to go.
What are those lessons?
Oh boy, there's what I would say is there was quite a few things from Game 1. I felt that we adjusted well to a lot of things in Game 2. A lot of positive things there that I think we can take from, and the things that we weren't as good at in Game 1, I think we were better in Game 2. So I think when you take that now and you move forward, now you have a better feel of what it's going to take for us to get going here.
What do you like 5-on-5 from your group? What do you like overall from the 5-on-5 play?
Well, I think that from game, I think we were stiffer Game 2. Yeah, I think we were skating more. We didn't give as much easy offense. I thought that even you look at the shot totals, we're down. So I like some of the things that we need to do against them in that game. From an offensive perspective, I think we did some good things there too. I mean, you look at some of the opportunities that we had. The way that we've generated some offense has been good. It hasn't been a lack of that, but I think just combining the two of really strong checking game, but also where does that translate now into your offense? And I think we did a lot of really good things.
John, with this team, I mean, you have a lot of young players, but you also have these guys like a Zuccarello, a Spurgeon, so on. How important are guys like that to have in a room in a situation like this where they've gone through some difficulties, they've gone through challenges, and they can be sort of a reference point for people? Yeah,
it is important. That's why I think when you look at our team, we've had a lot of guys that have won Stanley Cups. They've gone on runs, but I would even say our guys that are here now. I think the players that had past experiences and deep runs and that's important because you're going to be in different situations and guys can draw on from their experiences. But I would also say with our team now, I think you can really draw on the series we just came from. We lost 2 games in a row in Dallas against Dallas and won 3 straight. We had injuries in Dallas. We got injuries in this series. So I think even the group now in that series that we went through with Dallas, there's a lot of valuable things that can draw on of how did we respond after we lost the double overtime game, and how did we respond when we lost 2? What lessons did we extract? How did we approach it? What's the method that we had? And I think that mindset and those experiences, it's no different for us now.
The penalty kill got better last round as it went on. I think it helped you win Game 5, I think, in Dallas there. Just the issues you're having now, what are some things you try to focus on, maybe working on tomorrow?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time yesterday on that, and then obviously this morning we'll do more this afternoon, and that was something, like I said too, that was another thing that had gone on in the Dallas series where but you keep working at it, you're looking for solutions, you got to execute better, you get a little bit better feel of some of the things that they've executed and why. Some of it they've done a good job, they've been on point, they got a really good power play, it's been a really good power play all year long. They've executed at a high level. But in saying that, I would say that even some of the goals that were scored, I think we weren't as on point as we need to be better. you look at those things, but you also look at some things you may have to adjust.
Will last change at home help, or is the matchup game kind of inflated, or can that be a factor?
Yeah, you know what? I think it is. I think it does play a factor at times, but I would say that Colorado wasn't a huge match game. Mm-hmm. Dallas wasn't a huge match game. But when you are home, you can use it. I mean, he used it at times with. It could have been an icing, and we had a line out, and he threw out, Landeskog, McKinnon, and Nikash or Nelson. So, sometimes you can do those things. But, yeah, I think you can use it to an advantage, but I don't think it takes over the whole game.
John, with young players, I look at Hunt and Hero specifically in his first 2 games, kind of under the radar, but back-to-back solid games for them. How much can that help their confidence when they're playing a team the quality of Colorado and they're able to go out there and really flourish?
It does help. I think both those guys came in and have played well and get the experience. And I think when you get the experience and you have some success and you realize that you're not overwhelmed by the moment or the circumstances, it certainly gives that confidence. And I think you only get better and better as it moves forward.
What has Hunt done specifically well?
I think his skating has been a factor. He's an excellent skating defenseman. So his ability to handle the line rush, his ability, he's hard. To close plays, he's strong at the net front, and then from an offensive perspective, he's a guy that when he has the ability to be able to join the rush and support the rush because of his skating.
You feel you were close to finding something on the power play last game with Hartman on the top. You had 6 shots on the goal in the first period. Do you feel like that was something close to where you want to be on a power play? Yeah,
I think it was the tale of 2 power plays. I thought the first one, we generated some good looks and things like that. The second one wasn't as effective as we needed it to be. So, we'll continue to look at that as well.
Any decision on a Game 3 goalie, and if not, what are you factoring in when you make that decision?
No, we're just not factoring anything right now. I think it's just take it day by day. We got the day, like I said today, we got a practice day tomorrow, and I think in all these situations things evolve day to day. For us, this is what we're doing today. No lineup decisions. Go tomorrow. Let's have a good practice. Focus on what we're doing, and then once we get closer to the game, we'll make a decision.
McCarron mentioned how fast or quick their D is breaking out and making a difference between them and Dallas as far as getting the physicality going, getting that forecheck going. Have you seen a difference in the 2 series between that and your ability to kind of get more physical and get more zone time in that respect?
Yeah, I think it's I think in Dallas series we averaged 33 to 34 hits or something like that a game. Last game we were at 33. I don't see it's not so much a physicality. It's both teams I think are competitive, but to me it's just continuing to make sure that when we're in those structured situations, when we're on time, when the opportunity presents itself, you do it. If not, I think our guys have also done a good job too of understanding that if you're not there, we're not going to go chase it. And I think particularly in the second game, we were above the D. I think in the first game we were getting beat up the ice, and we might have had 5 guys up the ice, but their D were coming late, and they want to check up in the zone and hit the late guys. And I think that in Game 2 we were much more marked up in those areas. So to me, it's just having that combination of, playing hard like we always do, and physicality is a part of our game, but it's not the only part of our game that's going to help us win the series.
So with a window like this where you have time, what are you and your assistants doing? Is it one of those things where it's maybe what you guys would normally do if you have this kind of time in the regular season, or are you all looking at film, or how much does your process change, or does it really?
It changes because I would say the amount of work doesn't change, the amount of time that you spend on it, but it is a little bit different because it's, usually say you played Colorado and then we had this time now, you're probably prepping for another team, where here, that's what makes the playoffs a little bit different, is it's just you're going against the same team all the time. So there's, I think, a little bit more intricacies to what you want to do, things that you think are working, things that that should work, but maybe they didn't, and why, and versus changing something, maybe you have to do a little bit better. Might be something where you say, okay, this isn't working because they tweaked a little thing here, so we have to do something like that. So it's more tedious work than it is like an overall preparation, getting ready for a next opponent in the course of 82 games.
So for what you do, are you that coach, because I know some cut their own film, some don't, are you one of those coaches who you're cutting your own film and you're watching it to the point where it's you can remember everything verbatim, or how much time do you spend on film?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. I would say the combo. Everyone has their own assignments.
Sure.
I'll look at things that I want to look at. I'll look at the whole game. We'll all sit together and look at special teams. You're looking at face-offs. So a lot of times I'll do a lot of video work, but I'll say, okay, you go through all the defensive zone face-off wins and losses, and then we're going to meet, and you present that to us. So I'll see that. I might be looking at D-zone coverage or forecheck or penalty kill, whatever it might be. So you divide it up. Everyone does their work, and then we usually come back and have a meet, and then you meet on different segments of the game.
Do you watch on the flight home, for example? Or do you watch game 2 on the flight home?
Yeah.
You wait until the next day or something like that?
Sometimes it varies, but this one we did. Yeah, we watched it after the game, and then yesterday, and then now today you come in with a plan, and now you sit together as a group, and like I said, then you go through those segments and say, okay, this is something we're going to show tomorrow. These are a couple of things we want to work on in practice. Maybe tomorrow's a special teams meetings day, and we'll hit the 5-on-5 Saturday morning and Saturday before the game. So now it's all prepped and ready, and now you just splice it down into, okay, when we're going to hit those components, what the meetings will look like, what are our talking points, and then tomorrow you just hit it.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.